Good afternoon from the GoLocal Live Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center in a very sunny Providence. I'm going to get used to saying that. I hope every Wednesday is going to be like this because that means I'll be relaxing in the pool either before or after the show, depending on how the day's going. So I'm looking forward to many more sunny Wednesdays. Today is a segment that I've been looking forward to for a few weeks now. We've actually started planning this pretty much the day that most of these establishments were planning their openings. So today we're talking about new restaurants not to miss. And all three of these restaurants have been open just a few short weeks. I think maybe the month at the most for one of them. But all of them have got people that are involved that have been in the culinary industry for a long time, have a great background, have a great passion. I've been to all of them, so I'm very excited. I've enjoyed all of them. My first guest will be coming in just a second is going to be Gary Bimonte, who is with Frank Pepe's, a long-awaited spot that was opening in Warwick a few weeks ago. I got to enjoy them at Mohegan Sun. I've gotten to enjoy them in different parts of Connecticut, so I'm really excited to talk to him and hear how things are going in the new location. Then I've got Chef George coming in from Uleni's, which opened right down the street. This place is amazing, absolutely wonderful. I've been in there like twice a week since they've opened. I've dined with my wife in there. I've dined with friends in there. I've shopped in the marketplace that we'll talk about. Another really good gem that's opened up in the city of Providence. I'm even going to compare them to what Italy is, and I think that that's where they're going to swing to, be this Greek version of an Italy. And then my last guest is Chef Jay. Now, he opened up Oh Boy, which has had its kind of soft opening going, very similar to Uleni's, and it's pretty much kitty corner and right across the street from Uleni's here in downtown Providence. And his method of cooking is this sous vide, and his whole menu, from what I can tell, seems to be this way. So we're going to ask him more about that, get an understanding of how this is done, and hear about his background, because boy, the stuff he's putting out over there looked beautiful and tastes awesome. So 3 exciting new restaurants. There's more that'll come. I'm sure a lot of you asked me about other ones that have been opening in other parts of the state. I promise we will get to them. This will probably be the first of 2 or 3 segments to cover all the new restaurants that are opening in this season. But let's get things started. The pizza aroma in here is amazing. I want to bring Gary in to get talking. Oh, plates and pizzas. You can't go wrong with this.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, thank you for making the time. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I reached out to Gary literally, I think, the day before you were opening for your friends and family out there. And I want to give a shout out to Regan Communications because they were great in making this happen.
Absolutely.
And I found out about this from one of your team when I was actually at the Mohegan Sun Wine Festival. And that's how I found out that you were coming to Warwick and the announcement was going to be getting made. So I got all excited at that time frame, but I was sworn to secrecy. I couldn't say anything.
How's my hair? Is my hair
okay?
It
looks good. Oh, okay. It looks really good. So, I mean, the pizzas alone we're going to talk about because it's going to be awesome. But kind of give us this overview of Frank Pepe's because you've been around. Your family's been in this for a very long time.
This June will be 93 years.
93 years.
Yes. My grandfather came from Italy back when he was a teenager. He worked in a bread bakery and a watch factory. When World War I broke out, he had to go back to Italy, fight in the Italian army. Wow. When World War I was over, he was then married. He came back to New Haven, and he worked in a bread bakery, and he was flattened out some bread dough, put some sauce on, and he was selling his pizzas. There was a lot of industry in the area. Yeah. So he was selling his pizzas with a cart, but he couldn't keep track. You know, he only had a 6th grade education, but my grandmother his wife was very educated, and she said, well, let's open a place, have him come to us. Right. So he opened up Francesco Pepe Bakery in 1925.
Francesco, okay.
So it was just a takeout place. So his business did so well that he expanded the building a little bit, put some tables in, and he had the first sit-down pizza, one of the first sit-down pizza restaurants in Connecticut.
Oh my God, that's fascinating. Just the fact that he had to leave to go fight in World War I, you said.
Yes.
And then he came back.
Yes. Yes.
Just the fact that he was able to come back and be able to do that, God bless him, and thankfully he was able to. But this history that you've built over the course of the 93 years, how many restaurants are there now?
We have 10.
10.
Number 10 was Warwick, Rhode Island.
What was Warwick? So most of the restaurants, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen it's Connecticut and New York, is that right?
Connecticut, New York, and Massachusetts.
And Massachusetts,
yes,
one.
We're just outside of Boston.
Okay. So how did Warwick come to be? Because I got to tell you, I mean, for a place that started in Connecticut, everyone was like, this was a high anticipation.
We always try to make Frank Pepe's a destination location. Okay. So when our site development guy came up with this building, it used to be the old corner bakery. Yep. The building was just in your face, and it's just like perfect.
And you can't, where you're, what is it, Route 2 right there where you are,
Right.
you can't miss the building. Like
Right.
either
Correct.
direction
Correct.
that you're coming, you can't miss
And
the
we
building.
have a great brand recognition from Rhode Island. Rhode Island people have been many fans of Pepe's for many, many, many years.
Very true,
So-
because let me tell you, when you announced it, social media lit up like there was no tomorrow. You were
Yes.
trending, you were
We are
all
so-
over the place.
We're so happy to be there.
So this location, and I want to kind of have you give a visual, because to me, and I do not remember what was there before you came in, but when I went to the opening night that you guys were nice enough to have me join, it seemed like you'd been there forever. And that
Yeah,
was like a
yeah,
great feeling
yeah.
to walk into,
Yeah.
but it seemed like that location was yours and you'd
Yes,
been there forever.
yes, yes.
So you're in the plaza, which is right there.
Yep.
And kind of just give us a visual, because each of your restaurants has got some similarity, but a little bit of differences in them, right?
Yeah, well, the centerpiece is our brick oven. You know, it's a 14 by 14 brick coal-fed oven. You know, we burn coal.
Yeah.
The oven itself weighs 100,000 pounds.
Whoa.
It takes 6 to 8 weeks to build. It takes just as long to season it.
Jeez.
So we started this, you know, the oven is the first thing to, you know, to be built, and it's the first thing to light, even while we're still constructing.
So you got 12 to 16 weeks just on the oven.
Yes, yes.
Wow. Now, has this, the style of the oven, I don't mean to stop the description of the place, but just to go to the style of the oven, did this stay consistent with all the locations?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir. Everyone is the same.
All right.
Everyone is the same.
So the centerpiece is the oven. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
yes. So, and then we have our trade dress. You know, we have our green colors, the white tile. You know, it's just, it's a very clean, nostalgic atmosphere. And we have all all of our old photos were digitally reproduced.
Right.
So, you know, we try to mimic as closely as we can to our New Haven flagship.
And that New Haven flagship, to speak of it, is all about comfort. Everything you walk
Yes.
in, you feel it's like that neighborhood special place that you can go into and feel comfortable.
Yes.
And you know, when I came in, I think we tried 3 different pizzas that night. I think we had salad, and then you had wine.
Yes.
Which
Beer and wine.
Yeah, which, so I didn't, you know, when I went Mohegan, I just grabbed the pizza and you're running out and going, you're eating and doing different
Sure,
things.
sure.
And when I was in New Haven, I somehow don't know if I even had a glass of wine. I don't remember. But the wine was served in these great little,
Yes.
it reminded me of Italy.
Yes,
They
yes.
reminded me of Italy, but great little cups. And now, is the wine homemade wine?
They're
or
like
is
a little juice glass.
yeah, they're like little small
Yeah.
juice glasses. Yeah.
No, they're all, you know, some are imported from Italy, some are California wines. You know, we try to use local breweries, you know, some IPAs, stuff like that. We always try to support local.
Where you are, yeah.
Yes,
And that's
where
been a big
our
thing.
location is.
And people were excited about that too, because they did notice that. You're speaking of the beers. 2 of my guests are with me. We're drinking local brews that you brought in, so they were
Yes.
very excited to see that even in the first week you already had things in place.
Yes, yes,
So it was a great
absolutely,
thing.
absolutely.
So I've got a few questions that people had brought up to me,
Sure.
but let's talk about the pizzas before we get to that and these. So
Yeah.
let's get to this. We'll
Okay.
do that first.
Now let's get to the pizza.
Pizzas, 'cause I'm smelling this like there's no tomorrow.
This is what my grandfather originally started with. Just crushed tomatoes, grated cheese, a little garlic. That's it. He only offered, when he first opened, he only offered 2 pizzas. The plain tomato
Right.
and plain tomato with anchovy. And that was it.
Now, are the tomatoes like a secret thing that you're coming in from where you get these tomatoes?
Yes.
Okay, because everyone asks about that.
Well,
like,
we import our tomatoes. Every year, my cousin and I, we run through the gauntlet, we call it.
the gauntlet.
We get like 10 different samples from different regions in Italy, and we test them. And the ones that we decide on, we'll start out 10, we'll pare it down to 4. Of those 4, we'll pick the 2 best. Then we'll make pizzas with them.
That's a process.
Yes, takes all day.
Oh my gosh.
So then we'll taste them, because a lot of times we try the tomatoes out of the can, and they're good, but when you cook them on the pizza,
It's a different taste.
different taste.
Right.
So we do that, and we have to buy now, because we have so many locations, we want to keep the product consistent for the whole year.
Right.
So we buy 15,000 cases a year of tomatoes.
15,000 cases of tomatoes.
Yes.
So the Italians are loving you.
The pack, there's a problem though. The packers can only pack 7,500 cases a day. So we have to buy 2 full days of packing.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
But we're okay. It sounds like a lot,
But you're used to it now.
Yeah.
Now you're used to it. But that attention to detail is, I think, one of the things that has helped make you so famous and so authentic, because that's what everyone was talking about.
That's my job right now. My title is quality assurance. So that's what I do. I go around, I make sure everybody's adhering to the recipes. If the managers have any problems, I help them out. We troubleshoot, whatever we have to do.
But this is actually, it is a full family affair, right?
Absolutely.
So how many?
Everybody thinks it's a franchise. It is not. Right. There's satellite locations. The family is very involved. I have 3 sisters and 3 cousins. There's 7 of us. Right. I have the main position. My sisters are servers. My cousin is a consultant. My other cousin, she does, New Haven bookkeeping, stuff like that.
But everyone's involved in some way. It's state.
Everybody's involved in some way. We're all co-owners. So.
Right. So I mean, and I'm glad you brought it up, because there was a question that I got, and Jeff, he just answered it for you. Is this become a franchisee or a chain situation?
Never.
And it stayed. So all 10 locations have stayed in the family, and the process that you just heard from a quality assurance thing shows you the passion that the family still has behind it.
Very much so.
All right. What do we got in this one?
This is what we're nationally known for, the white clam.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Fresh shuck clams. We shuck them fresh daily. In New Haven alone, we do about 70, 80 bushels a week.
So did this become a fan favorite just out of Connecticut, and then everywhere else wanted it? Because it's everybody in Rhode Island. This was all the questions. Everybody's like, "Are they serving this one? Are they serving this one?" I'm like,
yes. The answer to the question, yes. This came to be when my grandfather moved from his little bakery.
Look at these. I'm going to pick one up because I just
got. There you go. When my grandfather moved from his little bakery to the larger location in 1936, there was a gentleman there shucking clams, and he was out there talking. He said, "Pop, why don't you put these on a pizza? Let's try it." So we put it on the pizza. Everybody loved it. No looking back. So we've had it on the pizza since the late 30s.
That's an awesome story. So over time, and talking about it since the late 30s, over time, talking about the style, one of the other things that I was asked to follow up with you on is, has it been that there are new styles, new traditions that you add?
Somewhat. Thank you.
Thanks, Taylor.
Somewhat. We added salads.
Right.
Because we're not gluten-free. There's no way for us to do a gluten-free pizza.
It's challenging.
There's no way.
Right.
There's just flour flying around. If somebody has, a serious celiac problem, we can't accommodate them.
Right.
We've had people bring in like a rice shell, and we put some toppings on it, but they didn't have celiacs. They just chose to be gluten-free.
Okay.
So there was a little bit of cross-contamination, but they didn't care.
Right.
It was fine.
But your concern is you don't want to have to worry about that cross-contamination, put someone in a bad position.
Absolutely, 100%. So we have, we added salads as a gluten-free alternative.
Okay.
We have added some specialty pizzas over the years, here and there. We're not really into like switching them out.
Okay.
It's
more keeping it the traditional style.
Yeah, we're more traditional. Yeah. More traditional. This is another one of our specialties that we came up with.
I had this opening night. This was amazing.
Spinach, mushroom, gorgonzola, mozzarella. It's phenomenal. It's really, really good.
If you are a cheese person and a mushroom person like I am, the fact that you have gorgonzola on this pizza was extraordinary. The taste was unbelievable. Yep. I have to say, I'm eating this when I got off the air because this was absolutely my crowd favorite when I was there. And it was delicious.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
All right, and we got one more because I had to make sure that we showed as much as we possibly could.
Right. This is the margarita.
Look at that.
Fresh mozzarella, fresh basil, tomatoes. We recently started selling this. We've been researching to try to get a fresh mozzarella that melted just right on the pizzas. And we do a lot of research with, we recently added meatball.
Okay.
And I don't even want to tell you how many different meatballs we tried.
So just like the tomatoes, from the quality perspective, you're saying the type that you have, you guys are really putting a lot of effort into figuring out what's going to taste right, what's going to keep it authentic in the recipe.
100%. 100%.
See, and this is where, people talk about, you just mentioned specialty pizzas and stuff like that. The theme that seems to be out there from, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but from your reputation of now 93 years is that stick to what you know, stick to traditional, and stick to what people love. Because
I believe we had this conversation at the opening.
We probably did.
A little deja vu here.
No, we probably did, because that's what everyone was asking is that do you need to do this? Do you need to do that? Do people get tired? And I haven't found a single person that has not wanted to keep going back for their traditional favorites.
Awesome.
To be able to do it. So congratulations to you guys for
we've got a really good reception from the people of Rhode Island, and we're happy and blessed to be here. We brought along with us a local soda that is made in East Haven, Connecticut. It's
Nice.
right down the street from New Haven, Connecticut, and we've been serving this since my grandfather opened, because he always kept, supported local.
1922.
Yeah, they were actually open before we were.
Wow. That's so cool.
And
I love
it's
that.
family run. It's a family run soda business. The soda is very, very good.
And these are all saying, from reading these, they're all caffeine free that I got so far. White birch.
Yep.
An orange.
Yep. Ginger ale, and this is a cream. But they have many different sodas. They have an iron brew, which is very good. It's almost like a sarsaparilla.
Yeah.
And
So, in 93 years, and now to have 10 locations, you've spaced them out nicely over that 93 years to be able to keep up and do that.
we only recently started expanding 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
And the reason for that was, I'm the youngest at 58 years old. We're all kind of aging out, and we wanted to keep, the fourth generation. We're the third generation. The fourth generation, they have their own interests.
Right.
So we wanted to try to keep our grandfather's legacy alive.
Awesome.
Plus, you make a couple extra bucks, so
It's
always good. So we started this expansion. So we have Frank Pepe's Development Company.
Okay.
We have a CEO, Director of Operations. We employ close to 400 employees. We have a great management team. We have 30 to 40 managers.
Wow.
General managers, assistant managers. And so after we're all gone, after the family's gone, our grandfather's legacy will live on.
That's absolutely amazing, first of all. So congratulations to you and your family for having that foresight to do that. But 400 people, you're saying, throughout the 10 locations employed.
Yeah.
So you're in New England, so Massachusetts, New York, but Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
It's closer to 450 right now, because with Providence,
you're an economic engine there. To generate,
Warwick
seriously,
opening,
to be able to have that great thing going.
We have 45 employees in Warwick alone.
Jeez. So exposure-wise, Connecticut is a hub to a lot of things. You started in some great areas to be there. Mohegan Sun, when I saw you at the wine festival
they're a sovereign nation, so it's many multicultural.
So that exposure had to be extraordinary
Yes,
to be there, because some of the comments that I was reading and getting on Facebook were from people that were from Florida, people that were from all over the country, and that were making comments, and that to me would have to stay, okay, either Connecticut's getting a lot of great tourism, or Mohegan Sun's got a lot of good people going through there to see it, because that's extraordinary.
Well, a lot of people from Connecticut relocated to Florida, so they know Pepe's, they know the pizza, they know the Italian restaurants, in the area, so they love us.
Well, you guys have seriously done a great job. Rhode Island is very excited that you were here.
And we're honored and pleased. We're very pleased. And the mayor of Warwick, Mayor Solomon, he's been in half a dozen times already in the last 2 weeks. I just left him today when I left. He was just walking in with his wife.
And he was council president, just assumed the mayorship, so he's a born and bred Warwick person. He's very excited about all the developments that's going on.
Great guy.
So from a perspective of the community things, are there things that you guys will get out there and be involved in each community that you go into?
Yes, absolutely,
Good.
100%.
Awesome. So if you've got questions about that, reach out there. Like you said, he's got a great corporate team to do that. I know people were saying, do they go out into the community and be a part of things?
Go to our website.
And you also got to give them a chance to get their feet wet. You're what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks old, huh?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So 3 weeks old. I said I didn't think there was anybody older than 4 weeks around here. So let them get their feet wet out there, and make sure you go out there and support them.
Come on down. Have some great pizza.
And a great family tradition. So Gary, thank you again for making the time.
Thank you, sir.
Really, really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
I will be chowing down on the Gorgonzola one after this. All right, Taylor, you got to hide that one for me. Here she comes. For yourself. And I'm anxious to try one of these too. These look awesome. Gary, thanks again, and thank you to Regan for getting you in here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. So that obviously was delicious. And now we're going to go on to some more deliciousness. It's going to be kind of this progression here. But I want to welcome in Chef George, who is right over from Greece, who has helped open up Ulenis here and is part of the corporate Ulenis family that's going to be taking place. So, and he's got amazing things. Chef.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Look at the color on that. Come on in, Alexander. You don't have to be camera shy. You can come in too. All right. Look at this. All right, now we're in really good shape.
Yeah, we have to start drinking.
We have to start drinking. My kind of thing. Chef, thanks for making the time. Really good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
So I have to say, and it's been what, three weeks now you've been over there?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're running
keep coming.
our third week now.
Third week.
Yeah.
So I went in there while they were just opening, while they were doing their soft opening and trying to get everything settled. And I was fortunate enough to meet Alex and Alexandra and the chef and Nico, who was over from Greece from the Elenis over there. And I have to tell you is that all of you have created an incredibly impressive environment. And I know that you have worked insanely hard. I was watching you those couple of days when I was stopping in, and you have to do staff trainings, and there's a lot of education. And this concept for us is unique because there isn't anywhere else in Rhode Island, or for this matter that I can think of in New England, that has this type of Greek experience.
Yeah,
And
we came from Greece. Like, we want to bring here in Rhode Island all our Greek products, our Greek traditions and experience. So people here in the United States, but starting from Rhode Island, which is a place that we felt in love. So here is a place that we choose to open our first store, and as soon as possible we are gonna go further with more stores, but this is the first place that we choose. We felt in love with Providence, actually, because it's a food city. There is Johnson and Wales University, so there are a lot of people here that are like food conscious, and they are looking for something new trends, and we hope to give them pleasure.
Well, and it's new education in that standpoint, and I'm so glad that those are some of the reasons that you chose to come to Rhode Island, because it says a lot for us and for everyone out there watching that it is a lot that Rhode Island is able to attract these type of things. And Alexandra is from Newport, Rhode Island, so she had a connection to us already here, which is fantastic. But this whole concept that you guys are creating, and I choose this term to compare it to because it's what I can think of that comes to mind, is that Italy, which has expanded across parts of Europe and now New York and San Francisco and Massachusetts, you to me are the Greek version of that, is what you're becoming. I mean, kind of give us this visual so people understand that it's not just the food that we're going to talk about, we've got the products, but kind of paint us this verbal visual, the setup of where you are and how that's set up over there.
Yeah, Yoleni started like 7 years ago almost. The idea was to go and walk around all over our country, Greece, and search for the best traditional products from small producers, organic, with no preservatives, and bring these products all over the world. So it starts like the idea, let's collect the best products that we produce, not from big producers, almost all of them are small, but really, really small producers. And let's bring these products to the door of anybody in this world. So this was the main idea. Then, so we created a website in order to promote these products. After that, 2 years now, we have our first store in Athens, which is huge. It's 12 floors building. We have a different kind of restaurants inside there. And so we have our first deli, like physical store. So people can buy products through our shelves. So we choose also to have a dining experience for our customers, actually, not only dining, also breakfast, lunch and dinner. So people can come and eat those products. So we are cooking with our products.
Really? So everything that's on the marketplace is stuff that you can do there.
Right. Yeah. So I have some idea.
And this is what this is what's important to me, is that I've had people message me now and tell me I went there for breakfast, I went there for lunch. So if you're working in the city, if you're living in the city, you have these great options to be able to do. I think Monday was the only night that you're not doing dinner, right?
Yeah.
So the rest of the week,
for the moment,
that could change too. But for the rest of the week, you've got this option to be able to go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Do shopping. I mean, I went for dinner on a Saturday night and spent almost as much time shopping as I did sitting down to have dinner.
That's what most of the people do. They like this store. They come to eat, and maybe at the beginning they forgot to order something because they are impressed of the deli. So they have a walk around, and then they can have a seat. We have 2 floors where people can enjoy their meal or their coffee. We have amazing Greek yogurt, not Greek style, but Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt.
Yeah, actually, such a good Greek yogurt you can find even in Greece.
My wife is actually absolutely in love with it. My wife and my son.
Different kinds of flavors, and we combine them with different kinds of toppings. We have wines,
which
Yeah.
I'm going to pour a
Yeah,
little bit of wine.
let-
He's doing a lot of talking,
let's
so I'm going to pour some wine. So one of the things, just from a
Drinks.
location perspective, to give people an idea of where you're located, is the Grace Church, which is in Providence, and also the Hotel Providence are your neighbors. You have one, they're both directly across the street from him. So that is a great landmark for you to do. And if you're coming into the city to go to PPAC, to go to the Convention Center, to go to Trinity, this is an awesome, awesome option for you to now be able to come in and enjoy, because you can stroll in pretty much at any time. I can tell you I was thankful enough to be able to sit down with Nico and have a Greek wine tasting, to sit down and got educated. And I think that's kind of where, Chef, I'd like to kind of segue as I sip some of this wine with you, is tell us a little bit about what you're carrying, what the products are you brought today, because this is what it is to get educated in there. Once you've gone in, you're going to fall in love and want to go back. So
Yeah, so first of all, we know our products. We know also most of the producers of our products. So we can tell a lot of things to our guests for our products. Yeah, our products. Let's start with the wine. Cheers.
cheers. Thank you for making the time, Chef.
Yeah. So, I choose to bring a wine from Santorini Island, which is a unique environment for grapes to grow. So Santorini has, because of the ground, has great grapes. So in order after that, they make great wine.
And you're carrying a large variety of Greek wines there.
Yeah, we have a lot.
I mean, I think, and I put this picture up on social media, but I think with Nico alone, I must have tried at least 13, 14 different wines. And I'll post that picture up again after today's segment, because those are the wines you want to go in to taste. Trust me, I tasted every single one of them, and I was in heaven. My Greek wine education was amazing. So
Yeah, I have also to tell you that all the time we bring new products. So yeah, it's not that we have those in ourselves and that's it. We always bring new product here in the States. We help also the producers to with their permissions, FDAs and all that. So we will bring more things, more products. So yeah, this is a great wine. We have a big variety also of olive oils. Extra virgin. All our olive oils in our shelves are extra virgin olive oil, which is huge difference between olive oil simple and extra virgin. As you can see also here, most of our products, this one also, and the honey back there, has some awards. So yeah, most of them are European awards. So this had a gold medal award in London, I think. This
London, yeah.
extra virgin olive oil. As soon as you open the bottle, you can smell the difference, the flavor, and all the aromas.
And he's not kidding when there's several different kinds when he talks about when you come into the shelves in the marketplace. And the other thing that caught my eye about the many different kinds was the honey. Is that you must have had at least 7 or 8 different types of honey, right?
Yeah. This is honey from Peloponnesos, which is the south part of Greece. This also has honeycomb inside.
Honeycomb inside the jar?
Yeah, you can see that.
Oh yeah, you can. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice bottle also. So most of our products can be like good options also for presents.
For
like,
gifts, yeah.
For gifts.
All right, what do we got here?
So here is saffron. We produce saffron in the north of Greece a lot, which is amazing with seafood. You have to use just a little bit of that when you cook. You can make great dressings. You can mix it with yogurt and make a really, really nice dip. Here we have sea salt. So in all our recipes, we use sea salt. So also this had an award. So yeah, this is capers from Santorini. Also, Santorini is well known for capers, wine, and cherry tomatoes, which unfortunately we cannot bring them here, obviously.
One of the things that I thoroughly enjoyed on every one of my visits now, besides the wine, has been the cheese selection, and also you've got this entire wall of dried fruits and nuts that's in the back of the marketplace.
We import those from Greece also. They are also nuts. Most of them are from small producers, and they're amazing. They're
unbelievable.
People like them, yeah.
And going back to the education standpoint, is that Alex and Alexander's son was there. the night that I was there, and he was literally going through each thing, describing it to us, telling us about even the health benefits of specific ones. So from an education standpoint, you're going to want to go in and spend time because they've got the knowledge, and you're going to love walking out of there feeling like you've learned something more from it.
Alexander, Alex, and his family and the kids, they have been trained they have been working in our shop in Greece for several months, so they get trained, they know all our philosophy and most of our products.
So what is this here?
So this is halva. It's made from sesame.
Okay.
It's great. It's a superfood. It has also almond and cranberries inside. It comes in different flavors.
Nice.
And it's amazing. You didn't taste this?
No, I haven't had that. I'm going to have to try that next. So before we get to the dishes that you brought, you've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the style of coming into Yelenis is a little bit different because for breakfast and lunch, you're ordering from the counter, correct?
Yeah.
But then for dinner, it's set up
Tables.
table style for the restaurants. So kind of before we go into these dishes, give us a little overview of what's available for breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, so we have, first of all, we have our traditional Greek pita that we prepare in just in front of the customers. Even before you come in the restaurant, you can see how we prepare our pita, which is not to confuse with souvlaki or stuff like that, gyros. So when we call pita in Greek, pita is pie, means pie. Okay. So we prepare pies, but we call them pita, as it is the name in Greek, in Greece. So we have different fillings for our pies, and then we have a menu with eggs. So we have an option of eggs. I have brought you here one of those dishes. This is a spinach salad with radish, green apple, poached eggs, and honey lemon dressing.
I feel healthier just looking at it.
Yeah, this is the healthy version.
Oh my
of
God,
our
I
eggs.
feel completely healthy looking at it. It makes me feel the color on these radishes is unbelievable.
It's amazing, yeah. Really
All
nice.
right, so that's kind of our breakfast overview.
Yeah. Then we have sandwiches.
Oh, she brought this. Oh, I was looking for this yesterday. I went shopping there yesterday. This is the chutney with apple and tomato. So this was a spread. And again, if you look back at my pictures, this is what I was eating. This, and there was a lime and ginger.
Yeah,
was it?
Lemon ginger.
Lemon ginger that I was having. There was another spread. I actually bought that one yesterday too, to spread on the cheeses. This stuff,
this guy that produced this used to be a chef. He is still a chef.
He's still a chef.
Yeah, but he used to do. He was only a chef working in restaurants, and he decided to prepare these products. He has a variety of 14 different kinds of flavors. They are amazing. They are amazing with cheeses. Yeah,
so good.
In Greece, so we serve platters of cheeses with these chutneys. Has amazing caramelized onion. Maybe you haven't tasted a better caramelized onion than this guy can make. I know all these producers. That's the amazing part of Yelenis. You know that you come in contact with these guys.
Right.
It's not a big business that you don't know the owner or who prepared this product.
That's what Nico was telling
me. He delivers
even
actually.
From the wines, you were saying.
He brings the things. When we have an order, he brings his product to our store. So we know him. He knows us. The same thing with Elawon, Mr. Kambouris, and most of our producers. We know them. We know the faces of the people who prepare the product.
So you've got great confidence in the authenticity and where the stuff is coming from to come over. And what's this last dish?
This is a cod with boiled greens. That is a traditional version of eating a fish in Greece with lemon and some beets. We love beets. We love boiled greens in Greece, and we have a lot of fish also. So this is a dish that we have in our dining menu, which is 100% traditional Greek recipes. Nothing changed. It's like raw, as it should be, as is the traditional recipe. I just have made some touches. While our breakfast menu, the all-day menu, let's say, has some influences from new trends and American trends and American ingredients, but is basically Greek with some influences.
Some influences.
Yeah. But the dining menu is 100% Greek.
So I was reminded when I sat down at my wine tasting at Yelenis that, that's where Bacchus, all these wine gods, all these things that you heard of came from. And wines originated from Greece before they were brought to anywhere else in Europe, even Italy. A lot of these clones, a lot of these different vines. So it was nice to connect some of those origins. And again, I go back to the education standpoint, is that you guys are training that team over there now, and with all of you that came over from Greece, you're really helping us to appreciate your culture, seriously. You know, and before I let the chef go, I kind of want to segue into your background, because we were having a conversation the other day. You've had some fun experiences in your time being a chef here.
Yeah.
You've cooked for some pretty cool people.
Yeah, I have worked for some, let's say, famous people.
Some famous. Tell us a couple of these famous people here.
Yeah, let's say Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
I have been working for him. I have been working for Bob Sinclair, Carl Cox, a lot of DJs actually.
A lot of DJs that come over to Greece.
I also work for Avicii, who unfortunately
passed away recently, yes.
Away.
But those connections, to be able to make those things, I mean, and that's showing the culture of our people coming here and what we appreciate for the style of food and what you guys are producing. This is truly an experience, and when you go in, I think you're going to agree with me that this has literally got this Greek form of Italy there. You know, and talking to Alex and Alexandria, is that there's a lot of potential of new things to be able to have happen. You know, potential events that are coming up. I've encouraged them very heavily to try to do olive oil tastings and wine tastings, because the more education that we can get, the better off people are going to be coming in to enjoy these things with you.
Yeah,
so.
I would like to invite everybody just to pass from our place, just to have a look. I think they will enjoy. They will pass their time in a great way. They can see products. They can ask about something. We know a lot of things about food, so we can give advices also for different different questions.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not any of our product, the main issue. Yeah, people will have great time inside that place. Yeah, it's also, I think, really, really nice. And I'm really glad, because I worked 1.5 years in that project over there. And I'm still working in that, that people are appreciating all our effort and the environment, and yeah.
It's no, you know, it's no big secret that a lot of restaurants, it takes the time and the concept and the development to launch these projects can almost be as long as when some restaurants are able to stay open. You guys have put your heart and soul into bringing this. You had your first model, so to speak, back in Greece to be able to do this. But the time and effort that goes into this, when you walk in the door, you're going to appreciate it. Just from the design to the style of the open kitchen for people to be able to see there, to the fact that you can go upstairs and dine and have the window views up there as well, and then this marketplace directly in the back. It's going to catch your eye, and whether you're going in the marketplace in the beginning or the end of your dining experience, you're going to be there probably equally as much time as you are when you're eating, and that's what I felt so far. So, Chef, you guys have done a terrific job. Kudos to you and your team. This is going to be, you guys are a wonderful asset already to the state of Rhode Island, and looking forward to the growth and the expansion. So thank you for making the time today.
Thank you for
really
inviting
appreciate
us.
it. And I will be finishing off some of this wine afterwards, don't worry.
Bye, see you.
Taylor, Chef, I'll give you that too. Make that happen. Taylor, I'll let you take that, because those are glasses. So, I can honestly tell you, I'm going to hold this one right here hostage because I was looking for it the other day, is that these jams, if you go in there between the honeys, the jams, the different things in the marketplace there, trying these with the cheeses was a special, special treat. And also talking to Alexandra's son, who was there helping me choose some of the nuts and dried fruits, they're letting you taste the different ones. You can pick up what you'd like to go home with. It was truly, truly an amazing experience to be able to go through with that. So, certainly last but not least, and a neighbor for these guys that is right over there, is Oh Boy. Now this spot, I happened to walk upon it, and they were literally doing their soft opening. They were preparing at the bar, and I got to sit down and meet with Chef Jay right away. So I'm really anxious to bring him in so we can talk about his concept, because I've learned more about it since he told me about it, of this sous vide concept. So Chef, if you're ready, we'll bring you in next. Okay. All right. Now, just from a logistics standpoint of where it's located as well, is that their neighbors are almost the Hotel Providence, and they're across from Grace Church. So Yolenis and Oh Boy are really neighbors in that area. So if you're out to experience new places, hey,
hello.
Good to see you.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks for coming in again. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, so put this here. Oh, we got cocktails and wine?
I got some cocktails and the wines.
I am going to be in good shape here today. So, Chef, I have to bring up, and I want to start this out because your background, oh my gosh, this looks unbelievable. Your background as a chef, can you tell us a little bit about that? Because you've studied in different places, and you have an experience that connects you here to Rhode Island, right?
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So at the beginning of the deciding what I wanted to do, my brother started to study the culinary part first. So He's my big brother, so I just want to be just like him.
You want to be just like your big
Yeah,
brother.
exactly. That's how I start the cooking actually. So actually, I was looking for something cool school in Korea, and I decided to go to the culinary school. So luckily, I got accepted from that school, and it changed my entire life.
So you started studying in Korea before you came to the United States?
Exactly.
Okay.
So I studied culinary first in Korea, and then after graduate at school, I was working one of the most luxury hotel in Korea.
Okay.
I used to working in the Chinese restaurant part, and at the time I was able to have a lot of information about the rare and unique ingredients, such as like shark's fins,
Yep.
bird's nests, and like dried abalone, dried sea cucumber sort of things. There's tons of new ingredients.
Right.
So I was feeling like I have to go outside of the world and to see what's the ingredient, what food they eat, I don't know.
Well, other cultures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So actually my school and the Johnson Wales has a little connection, so I was able to easily get some information about the Johnson Wales. That's how I got into the Johnson Wales.
So how long were you studying at Johnson Wales here in Rhode Island?
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah, 2 years for the culinary part, and another 2 years was for the nutrition.
Really?
Exactly. Yep.
So this kind of is the segue to it, is that this experience that brought you to Rhode Island, so to speak, is that you were trained in Korea, you worked in some great restaurants that were giving you various experiences, but then when you came here to go to Johnson and Wales, I mean, did you realize in a short time how much of a foodie state we are, so to speak? And
Well, it was like 2012. That's the first time to be in the States.
Yeah.
Actually, the province is the first city of the United States. Yeah,
Really?
This is the first place that I've been here. So anyway, so it was very long story about make it short. When I was here, there's nothing to do as a student. I can't really drink. I couldn't drink because I was underage.
Right.
And there is a lot of fun place, but it's kind of expensive because there is a lot of fine dining, but they're costly a little bit as a
Right.
student.
Absolutely.
So I was thinking like, oh, I really want to open a place for fun for students with the low cost and a reasonable price sort of thing. So like I always want to open my restaurant as a like entertainment, not just food.
So what made you, I mean, knowing that information, what made you want to stay in Rhode Island and open your restaurant here? I mean, sounds like you could have plenty of choices and plenty of
Right.
connections, relationships you made.
Right, that's a good question. So after graduating at Johnson Wales, I went to New York City. I worked a couple of the restaurants. I live in the Manhattan, just so packed, so many people, so many tourists, just like overwhelming
Right.
for me. So I always want to come back to the Providence, enjoy the nice weather and a little bit of space and the nice park, ocean state. I mean the oceans and the beach. So I don't know.
So you made a great connection here.
Exactly. I don't know. I just love the Rhode Island. I really, really like the Providence.
Well, between you and Yolenis, I got to tell you that's very heartwarming for someone that's very passionate about tourism and food here to hear.
Right.
So thank you for that, because we like to hear that. No,
Not a
seriously,
problem.
and you've made a big commitment to being in Rhode Island, the space that you've transformed over there. You've created your own style for it.
Right.
So let's get into talking about, before I get into these delicious cocktails, let's get into talking about your style of the menu, because when I popped in to see you, and it was you and your manager, I believe, that I got a chance to talk to, was that, am I saying correctly, sous vide?
Sous vide.
Sous vide.
Yeah.
So tell us about this style of cooking, and then we'll get into the dishes that you brought here today.
Absolutely. So sous vide is like one of the well-known modern cooking technique. So like the traditional classical cooking technique, the ingredient contact to the metal or whatever the plate, but the plate or the flame is the temperature is way higher than that I want, that I chef want. However, the sous vide control the accurate temperature. Like if I want to like 135 degree, it's not gonna be over than that.
So
Not gonna be higher than
So what is sous vide exactly? How is it? So you get the correct temperature, but what are you putting it in to cook it?
So sous vide actually is like a little machine which is called a water circulator.
Okay.
So I make a water bath and put the sous vide machine in it.
Okay.
And the sous vide machine suck out all the water and pump it out with the accurate temperature. So the water keeps circulating, at the time, and when I put the ingredient with the vacuum seal or put the Ziploc and removed all the airs out,
Okay.
and to put that in it, the temperature gonna be just like
Perfect.
perfect.
So
Exactly.
this concept, after you talked to me about it, I looked into it a little bit more, and it's very big in Europe. It's,
It is.
And,
Actually,
and I was finding that there was these upscale restaurants that have adopted it because the chefs do what you're saying, that they found that it's more accurate.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
they can control the exact temperature. Also, actually, the sous vide machine is very expensive. Each machine costs easily $2,000 for the commercial uses.
Really?
If you want to buy the home one, it's going to be less than that. But however, it's very costly and it takes time. My steak, I usually put 2 hours for just steak.
Wow.
So,
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours just for the perfect steaks.
So anything can be made in this.
Anything can be in there.
And your menu, everything that we're looking at here that we're
Well,
going to talk about.
except the octopus, because Rhode Island never allow me to the sous vide
For seafood? Or?
for seafood. Only the seafood.
Okay.
It's really hard to get.
So let's go through the dish you got here because I'm
Absolutely.
drooling already. What'd you bring today? What is
So
this?
that's one of the signature dish, the octopus, charred octopus with the fingerling potato and the house-made miso sauce and the charred, the scallion. That's the fingerling potato.
Fingerling potatoes. Oh my gosh. And what we got over here?
And this is our new dish. It's not on the menu yet, but this is our brand new. This is a steak salad. So we cook the steak in the sous vide and chill it and slice it as a ham, like a ham.
You can see the thinness of it there, yeah.
It's very thin. Beautiful, right?
So you got carrots and this like
Yep, pickled carrots, cheese crackers, pickles, and a wasabi, mustard, mayo, and the steaks.
beautiful.
And this is the actually sous vide cooked, the steaks.
So it's traditionally when you go to see a steak, you're thinking that you're going to see the grill marks and all that kind of stuff that you're saying can go back and forth on temperatures and very hard
Right.
to get. This right here, it's the temperature of it looks perfect. So the potatoes the same thing. You're doing the potatoes the same way.
Yes,
Cooking
potatoes the same way. Well, as you look at it, there is no gray color.
it? Right.
The outside of the meat.
Right.
It's edge to edge, everything same temperature. It's just perfect medium rare right now.
That's amazing to me. It's, the process alone is amazing. So this process, did you see this when you were in Europe or when you were traveling? How did you hear about the process?
Sous vide is kind of well-known modern cooking technique. It's very popular in the fine dining area. So actually, I used to work in a couple of the Michelin star restaurants in New York City, and I've been every single Michelin 3 and 2 stars in New York City.
Okay.
Also, I spent like 1 month in Europe. I visited one of the major Michelin star restaurant in Europe, the whole entire area.
Wow.
So so that's how I get all the idea. But I can't really, I didn't work in their kitchen, but I had the experience of
Seeing
their
it all.
foods.
And what do we got here?
This is the omelette. Actually, the egg itself is a French style, but we cook it in Japanese way. So this is very fusion, and this is really well explained ourselves.
Wow, it looks amazing.
Thank you.
Looks absolutely amazing.
On top of it, some people, this is a fish flakes. So
Okay.
some people, when listen about the fish flakes, they feels like, oh, this is kind of weird. But actually, this is dried fish and shaped, very nice and thin.
So this goes back to what I was speaking to with Chef George Milanis, is that there's a lot of education to be able to go behind this, not just in the method of cooking, but with the style of the dishes that you're preparing.
Absolutely.
And your team, when I walked in, I apologize, I forget your manager's name, but I spoke to
James.
James, he was fantastic. Like in the first 2 minutes, he was telling me things, my jaw was dropping and like starving to try all your things. And the way you've set up the restaurant is it's very open.
It's very open, yep.
So you've got the bar when you first walk in, which was a good sized bar.
Right.
And then how much seating do you have in there?
We have 90 seating, excluding the bar area.
Excluding the bar area. And then what are the hours that you guys are going to be open for people to come in?
We open lunch and dinner. The lunch time starts at 11:30 to 3:30, and we have a break time between 3:30 and 5, and we're going to open for dinner the dinner starts at 5.
But dinner starts at 5, okay. All right, and then I'm going to absolutely have to try cocktails and wine here because I was watching that you had people behind there test making and experimenting with different things. So what did you bring here today?
So I got the strawberry breeze right here.
Strawberry breeze.
And this is a summer refresher. This is nice summer weather, so I have to bring something
Oh my
cool,
God.
sweet.
That is delicious.
Actually, there's a lychee in it. Lychee is a tropical fruit.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And what was this one?
That's the summer refresher.
The summer refresher.
Yeah, cucumber refresher. Cucumber, ginger, a little bit of Sprite.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yep.
I haven't anything like that. And I like the straw here.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool.
Actually, in the restaurant, we use that straw for the cocktails.
Really?
Yep. But we wash it.
Yeah, well, very unique. Now, from this, like I mentioned, when I saw them at the bar, they were experimenting with different cocktails to put out. Your wine list and stuff, you guys were telling me, is going to be pretty eclectic. You're going to carry a lot of different wines.
Absolutely. We have a whole wine selection in the restaurant, but I just brought 2 just for today. The Weber Hunt, this is Pinot Noir. The reason why I brought the Pinot Noir, even though I have a steak, this Pinot Noir from the hand,
Yeah.
that even though it is a Pinot Noir, it has a body. Okay. So it's really go well with my octopus and the steaks.
With the octopus, too.
Octopus, too.
All right, well, you're going to have to do a little bit with me here to try this because I have to
Absolutely.
congratulate you on this awesomeness that you're bringing to Rhode Island for us. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Cheers.
So, this has got a lot of body. You're absolutely right. I can definitely see having it with the steak. Is it it's miso that you said that this is in, right?
Yes.
So with the miso, you think would bring out the flavor in the wine here?
Well, yeah, exactly. Miso is not that strong flavor,
Right.
but it has some, like, have you heard about
Because this has got,
umami flavor?
because I wouldn't normally, when you mentioned it having with octopus, I wouldn't normally think about having red wine with a lot of seafood, to be
Right,
honest
right.
with you, to do it. But I can definitely see, I'm smelling this aroma, so it's like my brain is going in overload smelling this stuff right now, but I'm smelling this and already the aromas from this are making me think that you've got a great pairing that you've mentioned there. So, is it going to be 7 days a week, or what are your days that you'll be open?
We close on Sunday for this week.
Okay.
So this Sunday we're gonna close, but after that we're gonna open for the brunch on the Sunday. So I'm not sure about the time yet because we are trying to set up the brunch.
And this has literally only been 2 or 3 weeks for you
Yeah,
guys, right?
yeah. This is the 3rd week. We just opened same day as Yoleni. We're neighborhood.
And it's unbelievable that you got these 2 great places to be able to try. So it'll give you something to make sure you experience on the street over there. So you guys open up at the same time frame. Brunch is on the horizon, is what you're telling me, which would be a great thing to be able to experience.
Yep.
And then coming in there to go for lunch or dinner. So the style is the menu different for both lunch and dinner, or is it portion sizes?
Yeah,
different?
actually lunch portion size is gonna be bigger because they have to have nice meal for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So lunch portion size is gonna be bigger. However, they're gonna have only limited menu for the lunch.
A smaller style menu.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, is your family working with you in the restaurant?
No, it's only me, myself.
Wow. So this is an endeavor that you've taken on to put over there, and it looks like you've built a great team already because they're knowledgeable as to your style.
I'm trying to.
No, and it's a challenge. It's a big challenge in this industry to be able to do that. So I have to tell you, looking at this is going to make me drool for the rest of the segment here, but you want to check out all 3 of these places between Yoleni's on Westminster, Oh Boy over there, and then being able to go to Warwick, whether you're going shopping, craving a pizza to be able to go. All 3 of these places have got great new things, and they're very welcome additions to Rhode Island. And it was very interesting to hear your story as to why you decided to stay in Rhode Island. I mean, you could have, from the sounds of it, I mean, between New York and Korea, you could have gone anywhere to be able to do this. So it's heartwarming to hear that you've invested to stay in Rhode Island and that you're carrying wonderful wines like these rosés, these Pinot Noirs, and these cocktails are beyond refreshing. So, Chef, thank you for making the time to come in today. I know that you got a lot going on over there. I look forward to dining with you a lot more often, and I encourage everyone to go check it out. So, Chef, thank you for your time today.
Thank you for today.
I'm Rick Simone. Thank you for joining me today on The Taste. I do want to bring up a couple of great events that are coming up soon. You've got next week alone, the Federal Hill Stroll is taking place up on Federal Hill. It's put on by the Providence Warwick Convention and Visitors Bureau. An awesome, awesome time that they do. You get a ticket, you can stroll and taste all these various restaurants. The day after that, the Taste of Rhode Island is taking place with Pat Cruz and Lupe, who put this together, this amazing event at the Crown Plaza. You want to make sure you check it out. And I do want to give a nice shout out to Eric Wiener, who put on this amazing food truck event that he just did at Lincoln and at Chase Farm over there for the Lincoln Memorial Day Parade. You need to check out his site and you need to follow him because he's got these food truck events all over the state and it's become a huge success. The dishes that I had were absolutely amazing that I enjoyed the other day. So 3 great things to make sure you look at: the Federal Hill Stroll, the Taste of RI coming up and these food truck events. Check it out for sure. You won't be disappointed. Next week, we're going to be covering Father's Day, talking about what you can do for all the dads out there, because we gave a nice shout to all the moms and a segment on it. So we're going to be concentrating next week on setting up your plans for Father's Day. So I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. I'm Rick Simone. Thank you for joining me on The Taste.